Okay, so this is part 2 of lab 6 here. Um, in this lab, I asked you're going to be doing the C++ code to sort an array of integer of ascending order using a function. You're going to create a function that's called exchange with the same, which accept two integers as the parameter, as a reference parameter. Your first parameter is the size of the array, and the second one is an int. All right. So we're going to look at this thing. Now again, the reason I have you do step 1 and 2, it's one project, so make sure you exclude this from your project that you just did. You're going to add in a new C++, call it main_2, and I'd like for you to add the following code in here. So I'm going to take you to the compiler as I walk you through this first function of this first process of abstraction with this thing. So here's our function that's called exchange. This is the array size that I'm going to prompt the first parameter with as an int, and this is the n is to the size of this array with this thing. So what am I doing? Let's say I'm going to prompt give me an array size of 5, for example. It's going to actually start in as an array size of 5, but that 5 would be this 5, meaning I have 5 slots, or think of it as a can of tennis ball. I want an array size of 3. Now if I say array size, make sure you know the range is from 0 to 1 less than that size. So if I say it's an array size of 5, the range is 0 to 4. It starts out with 0, okay? But the range is from 0 to 4. Size is 5, okay? So in here, you're going to actually voids what you're going to be writing to it, and think of values, the one that kind of reads from it, returns data from it. So you take this first one, it's going to read in, basically, you're going to write in this I right here is this in I, and stores it into this n is this n right here. So if I gave it an array size of 5, this would probably start from 0 to 4. This is the 5 and ends at 4, and it's going to increment, and then it goes into the second loop is your j. J is going to be that 5 right here, and it's going to increment the n from the inside of this thing. So here is the array. If your array size is less than the other array side of this thing with it, is you look at the I and the j in this thing. This itself is initialized here as the 0. So the key thing is this parameter 5, I go back to if I said it was an array size of 5, so it's going to go from what, 0 to 4, right? 0 to 4 on here in both of these things, right? So when it becomes true, and then it's going to increment. But inside of this loop, you have a selection loop with this thing. Again, all these will be incremented up to when it becomes false with this thing. When does it becomes false? If I said array size is 5, this will probably go 4 to 4 less than 5, 4 less than 5 here, both of these things. So that itself will end this loop right here with the size of 0 to 4, 0 to 4 for the j as well. Now this is what we use as what's called a swap algorithm. You're going to assign it to a third memory called temp, which I initialize and declare, and then I just swap this I for this j and this j for this I, and I swap back the memory of j, the temp, into the j. So this is what's called a swap algorithm with it. So this is kind of sorting to see what is the ascending, meaning the largest is going to be the one that's assigned to the j. Okay, that's going to be the ascending with this thing. So and then that's this function called exchange. So you come up here, you do your function prototype plus a semicolon. Inside of this thing, I actually created an a size of 10. Now, and also this is an int. Prompt an array size, whatever it is, stores it in there, and enter the array elements with it. So if I put in 4, 5, whatever it is I put in here, this size will be the 5. So I'm going to read in 5 numbers with this thing. So let me compile this thing, and I'm going to put this side by side with what I'm about to do in this thing. So here's what my side by side. Enter the array size is this statement. I want to type in 5. So this becomes what? This is my size, which is this variable right here, which is an int. I'm going to hit N, enter the array elements. Well, it says it's defaulted to I gave it a 10 in this thing, right? So how about if I can give that a 4? All right, here's my array element 4, and I'm going to put a space. I'm going to put a 6 space. I'm going to put a 2 space. I'm going to put a 10. I'm going to put a 9. So 5 is my size, but that first one is 4. That's element 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to hit enter. The moment I do that, it's going to store this into what? The I position here. It reads it in. So this is AI, which is 0, A0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it becomes false. It exits this for loop. Now, I call the exchange function. This is the exchange function that you wrote. You're going to pass across as the A is what? What's this A? This A is this A right here, which is the array, which is this array. The scope of this array is inside the int A, int main, and then I'm going to pass across the size. So knowing the size, and when I call the function for this thing, it's going to store what? Array size of 5 here. Okay, that's that A, and the size of this thing is going to be 5 here. It's going to sort this thing. Look the way how this thing's sorted when this thing comes down here. It does this right here, and then returns what? Returns. It doesn't return anything. It's a void function. Remember now, it writes. That's what this thing does. It writes to it. You come down here after sorting. Let me put this up here. All right. After sorting, which I'm going to hit enter. After sorting, this statement is this statement. It's going to output the order of after the swap algorithm that I put in here. 2, 4, 6, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 9, 10 in this algorithm with it. Okay. So that's what the output is. This is how you output it with it as well. So here's what I need for you to do is, take the screenshot of this. This is what I need is this screenshot right here, and paste it into your output with it. Make sure you understand what I just went through with it. Okay.